Okay, that particular task, if you want to repeat it continuously, then we are using the looping statements, right? Now, here my requirement is, okay, for example, you have one particular task, you have, what happened for this one? Shit, it's very, okay. Mhm. Okay, okay. Let's go for try to understand for the next concept from the Python, which is the functions concepts. Okay, so Python programming language functions. So what exactly the functions and what exactly importance of the functions? First, we'll try to understand. Okay, once if you understood the what exactly the function definition and what is the importance of the function, then we can know and how we can use it, and that everything we'll discuss now. Okay.
Can I ask you one thing before you
Sure,
begin with
sure,
functions?
sure, sure.
Um, so you showed us like different data types like lists, sets,
Yes,
dictionary.
yes.
Um, when do you use these? Like, how do you make a selection of what data type to use at what time? Like for which kind of data?
Okay, that's pretty nice. I think string, you already know that, right? So when you want to type, when we want to, when you want to store some kind of data in a text format, right? For example, you want to create one particular data, or you want to store some particular data. Okay, the data which is, so character data. So when you want to store some kind of names and that kind of thing, then we can use the text format. Okay, and got it my point or not?
Yes, yes.
Now, let's go for understanding the dictionary. Dictionary means you just try to observe here. Here, this is one particular column, okay, and this is the data, right? Okay, so this is the key. Usually, we can say that's a key. Okay, the key, it can hold some kind of values, right? When you want to be hold some kind of key pair values, records. Okay, maintain if you want to store some kind of records. Clear? Are you
Yes.
following my point or not? When you're open Excel, okay. So in Excel we have a column name and column name two, column name three, and something, right?
Right.
Column name one, it may have some data, right?
Mm-hmm.
Column name two, it might have some data, right? So
Okay.
here the column name one, which comes under to the key, and the column what data we have it, that it comes under to the value. Okay.
Gotcha.
So when you want to be hold this kind of records wise dictionary, so that particular situation we can go ahead with a dictionary data type.
No
Clear?
problem. Yep.
Now, when it comes to the list and tuple, it's almost similar. The reason is that here the list and the tuple, it can hold any kind of data type.
Right.
I mean, it's a sequential data type.
Mm-hmm.
Inside of it, we can hold the any type of data type.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference is that once if you set the data in a list, once if you set the data in a tuple, okay, list can be modified.
Right. It's mutable and the
It's
other one is
immutable and it's
non-mutable.
immutable, right? So when you
Right.
want to store the data in a somewhat security, okay,
Mm-hmm.
you want to hold some kind of sequential data only, but you want to make it the data in a constant. That particular
Gotcha.
situation, we can go ahead with a tuple. Okay.
Okay.
So we have a data and we can change whenever we want it. Some particular portion of data it was removed from. For example, you started static website and dynamic website. Let me
Okay.
consider. You know about static website and dynamic website, right?
Mm-hmm.
So coming to the static website, it's once if you created that particular website,
You cannot change.
we can't modify it, right?
Right.
Okay. And if you want to modify it, entire that particular this particular website, we need to remove it, and again we need to recreate the new website and we need to deploy it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there, the namespaces and the data it cannot be changed. That we are calling it a static. So when
Right.
we want to make the data as a static, then we can use the tuple. Okay.
Okay.
And you want to change the data whenever you want it. It's something like it's a dynamic. Okay.
Okay.
Then we can go ahead with the list data type. Okay.
Right.
And coming to the set data type, it's a purely different for the list tuple and dictionary and string because of it can be hold only some specific data type only. Okay, it cannot be hold entire data. Okay, or all data
Like
elements.
I think it only can store the primitive data types, I believe,
That's
right?
absolutely correct.
Okay.
Okay,
Hmm.
so that kind of situations, this kind of this is a small difference between each and every data type. So based upon the requirement, we can use it, which data it can be considered for you. Okay, and sometimes you want to hold the data, but it could be unique, duplicate elements you don't want to store. That particular
Right.
situation, go ahead with the set data type.
Set.
Okay,
Okay.
I think when I think in the last class I was trying to close the but I just explained by the time of closing of session, I explained one particular program from the hacker rank.
Right. Right.
So that time you have a list of names and list of scores, right?
Hmm.
But we there are two test cases are failed, unfortunately, even though our logic is correct, but unfortunately there are two test cases are failed. The reason
Right.
is what? Because of the lowest score, it was repeated two times. So you
Right.
want to access the second lowest square, but unfortunately second lowest square also first lowest score only when I
Hmm.
used the list. Because of that particular data type, I lost my test case, right?
Right.
So that time what I did, I used I converted from list to set. That time duplicate element has been removed. Then I was converting into the list. Then I sorted. Once I sorted the second highest element, I can access it, right?
Right.
See, there the logic is simple, but thing is that the difference between each and every data type we should know. If we don't know, then it could be a problem again. Okay.
Right. Right.
And whenever you're doing some such kind of programs or projects, okay, so debugging is very important. Last time I spent some time extra time, I spent some extra time, and I found what the problem it is, right?
Right.
So if I'm not know what exactly that happening inside of the program, then how should you can modify the program, right? In
True.
which stage what happened, at what stage what happened, and if this particular step is done, then what I do for the next step, that everything I know it, right? Because of when you're practicing more program, then it could be easy, otherwise again it could be a trouble for you. Okay.
So it just comes by practice. Like the more
Practice
you practice, then
100%.
you will
It's a programming
understand.
language, whether it is a Python, Java, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Okay, so when
Hmm.
you're practicing the more programs, in a first day it might be a problem for you, but second day again it could be a problem for you. In a week or within a month, okay, even you done your entire Python programming language, when you started practicing some new website, or so when you
Right.
started executing some new programs, and you might be took a lot of time to finish that simple programs. Okay, even
Hmm.
you know the entire subject. The
Right.
reason is that you know only syntax. You don't know anything about logic, right? So
True.
logic, when you're practicing more, then only you will be getting the logic. Even I
True.
explain the n number of programs. Maybe in a 13th day, maybe you're getting some new problem. Okay.
True.
So
Okay.
in every day it could be challenges for you. So make sure that when you keep on practicing, don't stop practicing, and don't stop your solving the problems. Okay. Once
Sure.
hacker rank is done, then go for hacker rank, hacker earth. Once hacker earth is done, then go for the lead code. When your lead code is done, go for some other okay. So website. Okay. So
Sure.
see, at least if you go for one website, is fair enough. So you'll be getting a lot of information. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You don't need to go for multiple website. One website you can spend, and try to be solve at least some half of the portion from that particular. Okay, so you'll get a lot of subject knowledge, not subject
Sure.
logical knowledge. Subject
Okay.
knowledge I'm teaching you, but logical knowledge, it's not it my hand, it only some portion only, but when you're practicing more, then only you will be getting, right?
Okay. And but do you need that much of a like a programming as far as you're getting into like data science?
No, no need.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
but it's a good practice, right? So when the person is improving logically, then any problem can solve in a simple way. Okay,
True.
it doesn't
I
matter
agree.
when the data science, even if you go for testing. So when you have a good logical ability or logical
Hmm.
thinking, then we can solve the problem in a span of time. Okay,
Sure.
if we don't have some logicalness, okay, so we have to depend for the some best
Hmm.
guy. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So coding wise we know everything, but when you want to finish the program, so make sure that you should have logical. So logical things you will be getting when you're practicing more program. That's the only solution. Okay, clear, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, now we'll go for understanding the function. So the function is what exactly the function. See, The definition of the function and the definition of the program, it's the same. The definition of the function and definition of the program, it could be the same. What is the definition? Function and a program, the definition is it's a collection of statements or instructions. Collection of instructions to do a task actually. Is it definition of the program or not? Okay, so by the time of first class, okay, I explained what exactly the program. Program means it's a collection of instructions to do a specific task, right? Same way, function also doing the same thing. Then what is the difference between the function and program? Okay, program means it's a file. Program means a file which contains a lot of instructions. Okay, function means it's a sub program or some sub area, some portion of the program. Okay, so when we have some collection of instructions as a block, when we have some kind of instructions as a block, okay, then, and this is the instruction, this is the block, it can performing the any one of the specific tasks, so that you can simply say that it is a program. Okay, the program, it might be containing some kind of a block, right? A small piece of block that we are calling it's a function. Okay, see, is it required the functions? Is it required the functions? Without function you can implement the program, right? Yes, of course you can do it. Without functions also we can implement the programs. But the drawback is, you know what happens if you're not using the functional things, if you're directly using the program, I mean if you directly go for the number of instructions in a file, then what happens here? Okay, let me consider you have one particular task. Okay, so you did some statements after that one, again the same task has been repeated. Okay, again after that one you have some more statements, we have it after that one, again we have a same task has been repeated. So here the task has repeated some multiple times within the same program. Okay, this is my program. My program, which is doing the not only single task, it can do the multiple tasks. When you combining that all multiple tasks, that we are calling it's a program simply. Okay, see, this is the program, it might having the lot of functionalities. Okay, here this is the task, and this task and this task and this task are same. Okay, same task, it is repeated in a multiple situation within a same program. Then what happens? For example, this is the task, it might be 100 lines. Okay, and the same task, it can be repeated in some situation, right? And here also it could be 100 lines, here also it could be 100 lines, here also it could be 100 lines. Totally how many lines? It's a 400 lines, right? If you're not using the function, then what happens? Here the code size is little larger. Okay, if you're not using the functions. For example, same program, I used the functional concepts. So for example, same program I implemented I implemented on particular task, on particular block. Okay, see, this is the task, it's a function definition. Let me consider it's a definition. So you're defining one particular task. Just wait guys, I'm getting okay, okay, let me consider this is the same task you define as a one particular block. Okay, so whenever you want to be execute, okay, you just use a single line. Just use only single line. This is a single line, we are calling it's a calling. Okay, so when we are calling this particular task, whatever the statement we have it, that it can be executed with this single line itself. It's with this particular single line. Okay, again after some statements, again I want to execute the same task, and we just implemented only one line. Instead of writing the 100 lines, you just use only one line. Okay, again after execution of some statements, again the same task I want to be execute, then you just call only one line. Okay, you just call that particular definition with one particular line. Okay, so here again we can repeat the same, we can do some particular portion of statements, again the same task you want to be execute, then you just call it. Okay, so here we have a 4 lines of code. Here we have one line, here we have one line, here we have one line, right? And this is a task, for example, one or two lines. Okay, so total how many lines? Approximately 110 lines, right? But if you want to be performing the same program without functions, there you are written the 400 lines extra, 400 lines extra. But here just 4 lines only, right? With 4 lines only we completed this particular program. I mean, not entire program, or within one or two, with one or two lines of program only we finish this entire program, right? See, the difference between with and without functions is code size is little larger when you are not using the functions, and when you're using the function we can reduce the code size, we can reduce the code size. Is it clear my point? Is this point is clear or not?
Yes.
Okay, so how we are doing and everything that I can explain you, don't worry about it, just to try to observe it what happens here, right? Okay, now this is done. Now what I can do, so that is the one importance, what is the use of the functions. And second one is one program when you are divided into multiple blocks. This is the block 1, this is block 2. The big program we are dividing into multiple blocks, okay? And it could be easy to, that means different multiple functions when you're whatever the program we have it, that you are returning inside of instead of the all the lines in one particular program or in a same program, then what we can do, we can create some particular blocks wise. When you're writing the program as a blocks wise, when you're dividing the a big program, whatever the main program we have it, that particular main program when you're dividing into multiple blocks, then it could be easy to maintain. Okay, it could be easy to maintain. Like, if we have an error in a block 1, we can just modify only block 1, right, instead of modifying the entire program. Okay, and if you are having issue in a block number 3, then you can modify the only block number 3, right? So see here what happens, the easy when you're using the functional concepts, so you can easily maintain the program. Okay, and you can easily develop the program. How we can develop the program in easy manner, in the sense, for example, one program, it might be considered to finish this particular program, it might be 1,000 lines or 10,000 lines. We have to build the 10,000 lines of code. So one guy, is it possible to implement the 10,000 lines of code in a short period? No, right? That particular situation, there might be different programmers, there might be different programmers, you have it. So programmer 1, he might be implementing the 10 functionalities. Okay, he might be implemented the 15 blocks. Okay, he might be implemented the, okay, 20 blocks, maybe he was implemented the 50 blocks. So here also we are dividing the 1,000 lines into different blocks, and some portion of blocks we are giving to the one particular programmer. That programmer can be implement the that particular blocks in his own local environment or develop environment, right? So after that one, we can pushing into this all things into deployment. So when you do this kind of scenario, so your program or your project can be done in a span of time. Clear? Clear or not? So easy to divide and develop. We can easily divide the program or project into different blocks so that you can easily build, and we can easily deploy, and we can easily debug. So this build, deploy and debug can be done parallelly, and when you are doing the blocks wise. Clear? That is the one of the importance of the functions concepts. Okay, so make sure that if you want to implement the functional blocks, and whether it is a Python program or Java program, whatever it is, it doesn't matter for us. The thing is that it should have the two components. I hope you understood what exactly the function definition, right? Simple thing, guys. Function definition means it's a collection of instruction as a block, collection of instructions as a block in a program. So where you're returning these particular instructions in a one particular program. Clear or not? Sunny, Ganesh, Jai, Vamshi, don't write? Okay. So now, if you want to build this particular functions, make sure that it should have the two components. So first one is the function definition. Okay. Second one is function call. Okay. See, function definition means it just having the logical body. Okay, you have to write some body. That body we are calling it's a block. That particular body we can call it's a logical body. That logical body we can simply call it's a definition again. Okay, simply nothing else, guys. Too much think, don't think too much here. The function definition means we just need to collect some portion of body, okay, or some kind of statements as a block, okay, that we are calling it's a function, a definition. Okay, so this particular definition, it won't be executed without function call. Okay, to service or to execute the function definition, then we can use the function call. Clear or not? Can you please tell me? Function definition means it's a logical body, and the logical body, it won't execute it until unless you call it. When you call it, whatever the portion of logical body you created, that particular block can be executed. After that one, it can be back to the where it is called. Okay. Now I can tell you how this particular function definition and function call can be service in a program. Let me consider you have one particular program. We have one particular program. It may have the one particular definition. So function definitions make sure that you should define at the top of the program only. Okay, at the top only we should define. So this is my functional definition. Okay, it may have the 100 lines. This is line 1, line 2, for example 100 lines. Okay, now we are executing the statement. So this is my first statement, second statement, and this thing, it won't be executed, just compiled by the Python program, but it won't be executed. When it can be executed, so here we have a function call. Okay, so whenever you call, for example, this statement is done, this statement is done, this statement is done, this statement is done, and the fifth line we got the function call. That time what happens, it will be go for this particular functional block, and whatever the underlines we have it, this all underlines can be executed. After that one, where it can be called, it will go back where it is called. Okay, and it will be go for sixth line. Again it will executing from the sixth line, seventh line, eighth line, ninth line. For example, in a 10th line, we call the same program or same function. When you calling the same function, it will be go for executing the same number of statements. Whatever the statement we written inside of that particular block, all statements can be executed. After that one, from where it is called, it will be go for executing the rest of the statements. So this is the way each and every function call, it can go to the functional definition. After execution of the functional definition, then it is back to the where it is called. Okay, this will be happening usually the flow of execution of the program when we use it the functions concepts. Clear? Is this clear or not?
Yes.
Okay, now this particular functions definition and function calls, then how we can implement it, that we will look now. Okay, so you already know that function definition, right? So function definition, you just try to observe here. Okay, the syntax for this one is, the syntax it won't be changed forever, and we have a keyword is def keyword, and followed by the function name. So here the function name, it can be user defined name. Okay, it can be user defined name, open parenthesis and the closed parenthesis. I already told you, when you want to build the some kind of blocks, okay, blocks, if you want to build the blocks, then we can have the colon symbol. Okay, so here function definition and followed by the function name, open parenthesis, closed parenthesis, and here we just write the some particular task. Okay, so what, or else we can simply say that the logic of that particular task. So here we just defining the all statements with some space. This is the space, how much space we given for the first line, same space we should provide it. And for example, I just want to be come out from this particular block, then you can just simply write the statement exactly below of it. Okay, so this is the way, this is the way, this is the way we can defining the function definition. Def followed by the function name and open parenthesis and closed parenthesis and colon symbol, and we just write the block of statements. Then this is the block of statements, it won't be executed whenever you call it, right? So what is the function call? Function call is a very simple thing. Whatever the function name used and open parenthesis and closed parenthesis, this is the header we can use it. Function, sorry. So whatever the name we have it, whatever the function name we used for the function definition, that particular function name and open parenthesis and closed parenthesis, this is the calling statement. This is functional calling statement. This is the functional definition block. Function definition block. This is the function definition block, the first line which is having the header. Okay, and inside of it, whatever we have it, that we can call it a body. Clear? Any questions? Any questions? Function definition again, which is consisting the two things, one is the function header and second one is the function body. Function header which just contains only def keyword, function name, open parenthesis, closed parenthesis and colon symbol, right? Just 1 second. So this is the function header and function body, right? And next one is, and it should have, this things we should implement it in a programmatically, right? So let's do a small program for understanding this one. Let's open your Anaconda Navigator. So guys, if you know the function concepts, we can easily handle the any kind of thing. And a lot of things will be depending on this particular function definition. As of now, whatever you learn, that it could be used to develop the logic. But the logic wherever and how and so where and if you want to use it, then this is the concepts are required for us. And these concepts are very simple, but without the basics, again it will be tough for you. Okay. Just launch this one. Okay. Okay. See, today date is 10/31/2022. Functions, Python functions. Okay. So let's do a small program. Write a program, print owner details. Okay, print owner details. For example, print owner details in the sense whenever we require the owner details, then you just use that particular function. Okay, for example, owner name, right? Owner name. So whatever the name we have it for owner, so that name, and for example, name is Akhil. Okay, and for example, phone number, it's a owner details. Just to understanding purpose, it's just one particular task. Okay, you are going to be printing owner details as a block or as a function, as a functions. So this is the your owner details. Whenever you want it, we just simply call that particular owner information. Okay, function phone number, for example 91 some number, whatever it is, and for example mail ID. This is just a basic information. You have this email, so some number at the rate of some.com, whatever it is. Okay, so this is the some dummy information, right? So just to understanding this one, this is the logic. Okay, so this is the information I want to be execute. I want to be execute. I want to be execute. Okay, in a different situations. I am customer one. Okay, and so for example customer one owner, and so again so we need to go for print the customer 2. I am customer 2, just to understand guys, nothing too much. So here different statements. This is customer 2. After that one again I want to be execute the same block. So here owner details we print 3 times, we printed 3 times. Okay, so here we are not used the function definition. So this is the same thing, I just want to be build with a functional. So I already told you, if you want to defining the functions, if you want to defining the function, then what we can do? What is the syntax, Sunny? Def followed by the
Def fun-
followed by the
function parenthesis.
yes, owner details and open parenthesis, closed parenthesis, and we just used the logic. This is my logic. Okay, owner name and phone number and mail ID. This is my logic. Okay, so this is the same thing I want to be executed whenever I want it. For example, I want to print the I am customer one. I am customer one. After I print the customer one, then I want to be call the owner information. Okay, so for example without calling, I just what happened we'll see. I am customer 2. Okay, see, before customer 1, before customer 2 and after customer 2, I want to be print the owner details, but unfortunately we executed only 6th statement and 7th statement. Even we written the 2 to 5 statements, right? This is the 2 to 5 statement which was not executed. The reason is that we don't have the proper function call. Okay, for example now I just I just used the function call. What I told you guys, function call in the sense the header of the function we can use like a function call. So this is my function call. So you called only one time, right? And again I want to be called the same thing. So this is second time I'm calling, so function call 2. Same function call I'm calling second time. Okay, same function I'm calling third time. Function call third time. So here the line is 12 lines, right? Here the line is what? So just 10 lines we done our program. So previous program and this program could be same or not? Here and here it could be the same or not? For example, my owner name is not Akhil. My owner name is not Akhil. It's Akhil Kumar. See what happens here? See, if you're not using the function definition, if I'm not using the functional concepts, then Instead of the Akil Kumar, I want to be write the Akil Kumar. Instead of Akil, I want to write the Akil Kumar. Okay. Here, each and every statement has to be modified or not. Each and every statement you have to modify or not. So wherever this particular statement we have it, we have to modify 3 times. Okay. But when we use it, the function definitions and function concepts, and you don't need to be modify the 3 times actually. You just modify only 1 time. Okay. We're saving the time or not here, and we are saving the time. Debugging, modification, maintenance, everything could be easy when you're using the function definition concepts. Any questions here? Any questions here?
No.
All right.
No.
Okay. Now, so as of now, I just introduced only functions concepts, guys. Okay, and we have to talk more information regarding about functions and function call, function arguments, function with arguments, without arguments, returns, and packing, unpacking. Okay, and the structure of the Python program, and lot of other things we have it. Those things we can discuss by tomorrow session. Okay, clear? And who are attending the data science, who want to be attend the data science sessions, statistics module, I would like to start from today, statistics and probability, and we have to again come in 15 minutes. We just come for session in a 15 minutes. Sunny, Ganesh, Jay, and who are attending the data science session, Swaran, everyone. Okay, if you want it data science session as well, then we can come for the 15 minutes. You can come for the session in a 15 minutes. Okay, with the same link. The link is not changed, link is same, and the time is it's 8:30 p.m. as per CST. I think so. For your time, just 15 minutes. Go ahead. Okay, clear? That's for today's class, guys. Recording about Python. Let's meet in a statistics class. Bye. Take care. See you.